Y'all, welcome back to my channel. I happened to stumble on TikTok and I found Bipolar Cutie's husband, okay? Y'all, they are still legally married. Y'all, they are not divorced like Bipolar Cutie said. We are about to really get into this, so I want y'all to really pull up a chair. Okay, if you got some wine, go ahead and put me on your TV because we are about to watch these videos together and I'm going to chime in when I see fit. All right, but I ain't gonna be one of them content creators that after every little sentence I'm chiming in, but we gonna key after we watch these videos, all right? So, like I said before, I'm going to fast forward these videos because I want to be able to upload it all at once so y'all see everything. And I don't want it to be too long. So, I'm going to fast forward the video, but YouTube does allow you to slow down the video. So, you just have to click the little icon, adjust the speed, and slow it down. All right. Y'all, let me be quiet. We about to get into it. Let's get into it, okay?
Doing out there, Hey, everybody doing out there, this bipolar cutie thing. Yeah, it's a lot, you guys. I am her husband of not 15 years, but I am her husband, and I got a story to tell.
Ooh.
If you want that story, give me the 10K followers, and I'll do your story time. Hey, everybody doing out there, All right, here we go, y'all. Part one of still surviving bipolar cutie. We'll start from the beginning, how I met her. I met her through a cousin. And, I was older than them, maybe about a couple of years, 2 or 3 years, and she would come over to my cousin's house all the time. And at that time, I was living with my cousin and kind of hit it off, maybe after just me initially meeting her. And then she ended up having a kid, and we started dating. It didn't last long because I just felt like I was too young to be a stepdad and all of that. And then I was just a senior in high school. 10 years later.
Y'all, wait. So all three kids not by her husband, like she swore. Y'all, let's get into it.
Fast forward, I moved to Houston, and I got a notification on Facebook from her, and we just hit it from there. It went quick, and we started just talking over the phone and everything. And then shortly after that, she ended up moving here, and I was okay with that. Now I'll keep the context in the frame of I love love. I love being in love. I love being with a partner, but at the same time, sometimes you get blinded by the needs and wants. And once she got here, it got hot and heavy really quick. And when she got here, my cousin was also living with me, and maybe I'll say a couple of months after her being here, that's when it was stated to me that she was pregnant. I was in disbelief at first, but because, again, I'm a hopeless romantic and I just want to be happy and try to get it right after being divorced twice and married twice, try a different way.
Red flag.
And after she told me that she was pregnant, I didn't believe it at first, but I knew we were hot and heavy and everything. But when the time progressed and we moved on with it, like a couple of months or whatever, then she started speaking about marriage. And at this point, I'm confused. I don't know what to believe. I know I like this girl. I'm living off where we were when we dated 10 years ago. And, you guys have to remember, you got to be cognizant that people change. People go through things, people change, and to follow your first heart. Was I given notification that I need to be careful? Yes, I was. Given notification by relatives. However, when you're in that headspace.
Okay, y'all. So they dated 10 years prior to this whole interaction. Okay.
Wanting to try to start something that's going really good, as you've seen, then you continue on with it. So through the process of the marriage, I didn't want to do it at first. She just kept pushing the issue, acting like she was going to unalive herself to get me to do it, pulling on my heartstrings, and just when I did decide to just go forth with it, we did it in the courthouse here in Houston. After the marriage, that's when I really started to realize I messed up. I really, really messed up. Like, I started seeing the pattern of lying. I started seeing the pattern of people before me that she was dealing with and how toxic that was. But at this point, we're married, And it's like once I realized that I had been duped into this marriage just so that there could be a father for the kid, it was kind of like already done. But I'll tell you this, I'll never take anything from the fact that the kid was in my life and that I was there, but I felt like I was just manipulated, And that's just the beginning of it. That after I started realizing everything, then it got to a point to where, things got worse before they got better. Continue to focus in, and I got part 2 of what happened next and how did we get to this point.
Y'all, if you see at the bottom, Queen Gambit reposted this. This is Sharita. So Sharita is the girlfriend that Bipolar Cutie alleges committed suicide and all that. She reposted the husband's video. All right, y'all, part 2. Let's go.
Listen up, everybody. I want y'all to know that I'm never here for clicks or views or popularity or anything like that.
Bullshit. Your first video said, get me to 10,000 likes and I'll drop part 1 or something. But let's continue.
I really am doing this because on her YouTube page, she posted a text between us where I'm receiving child support papers for all 3 kids, but she's saying she didn't do it. So when I go over to YouTube and I see her taking what we've done in a text message as of last week and putting it out there as if I'm the bad person and of course you're gonna pay for these kids and I got 5 kids and all of that, like that's the only reason I'm here. I'm never gonna come and let somebody send for me. Let's just be honest about it for one. What? And for that person that said they needed to see my eyes, here you go. I'm not really one that likes to be in front of the camera. I really like to lay low, but at the end of the day, there's nothing for me to capitalize on this because the kids are the ones really suffering. Let's be honest about it. I don't do this for clicks, views. I don't do this for popularity. I don't do this for anything. I've never wanted to be an influencer. I never wanted to make money off of things that happened in my life. However, I refuse to let someone else tell my story, and it's all lies. I've dealt with this most of the marriage, if not all. And at the end of the day, you can take from it what you want or not, but I will tell you that I hope that this helps somebody because I'm still mentally dealing with it, y'all. I'm still dealing with it. She's saying we're not married. We're still married. Do I still want to be with her? No. I just don't have the money and finances to do it. I got to go for me, I just created like a week ago, but I just didn't want to be out like that when it relates to like asking for money or things like that. But I'm in a position where I have to just, at the end of the day, I don't have the funds. And my story's been told from a perspective that's not only not true, but it's grown up to be salacious so that people can believe it. But I also want you to take from this that I am a person that was in this marriage for years. And I was a person for many years that things didn't seem right. But you know how you don't have 2 and 2 to put it together? And then when you out of this situation and you can sit back and look at it and say, oh, that's why this happened, or oh, that's why that happened. Now it makes sense. Hindsight is 20/20. Don't be quick to judge. I'm not trying to piggyback off her. Like, make your money, baby mama. Make your money. But at the end of the day, don't do it at the expense of the kids. Don't do it at the expense of the person who was really the only person that helped you out. That's all I got to say. I'm on my lunch break and I'm trying to eat something, but I can't even eat because since this thing's been going wild and out of control, I was okay until I saw a text message between she and I where it clearly has my picture at the top of the text message on YouTube and it has my name and it's a text message between us that says reason as last Thursday and Friday.
Y'all, if y'all know her YouTube channel, please leave that in the comment section below and I'll do a deep review of her YouTube channel. Let's get back to the video.
And she's only giving you the piece that she wants, saying that you put me on child support for all 3 kids. Because she and I both know they're all not mine. So, do what you want to with that. But I'm a real person. I struggle with anxiety because of it. And hurt people, man. I just can't bring myself to be up here just crying for y'all. Because I don't want y'all to think that I'm in this with her, But at the end of the day, it hurts, guys. It hurts. So if you want to get into part 2 of me finding out how her and my first ex-wife are cousins, get them numbers up. Listen up.
So this is somebody with a picture of them. Now, I do want to speak out about this, y'all. Pictures can be deceiving. Just because she's smiling and he's kissing her on the cheek in this picture doesn't mean that the relationship or the marriage didn't involve physical abuse or emotional abuse. Now, I will support her and agree with her on that notion because a picture is a picture, Let's continue.
What y'all doing out there, man? Here we are again. But this time it's gonna be a little different. I'm gonna keep it like straight up with y'all. Like, let's do a little quick Q&A since she's making posts and she's still lying through her teeth. Let's start out first with a narcissist. Not kind of mad narcissist when you done killed all people. Let's get that straight first of all. There's no way possible I'm a narcissist. I cannot be the narcissist if you're the one killing all people and everybody caught you in your lie. You're still saying these people dead. Did you forget that that guy that you pregnant by is my classmate? That's my classmate.
Oh.
And I know these people just like you know these people, just like everybody in Cleveland, Mississippi know these people.
Oh.
Number two, because I got notes written down here. Situation with the baby daddy. How I found out about the baby daddy, I had to go over there and have a conversation with him after I found out about he existed. After I found the letter in between the headboard and the mattress, I went over there and had a conversation with the man the next day. Matter of fact, I had the whole thing recorded. This is how I found out that the baby wasn't mine. They went and had a paternity test one day while I was at work. Yeah, go figure. I didn't threaten him. We talked like men. Matter of fact, I had his number for a while outside of that, but she was AWOL. Now, this elementary piece situation she's talking about, have your way with it, baby. Do whatever you want to do, but I'm quite confused on how, if I'm touching on little boys, I'm still in education. It's public record. You can look up my license. I'm still in education today. I wouldn't be free, or I wouldn't be in education, or you wouldn't give our child to me if that was the case. If I'm over here touching on people, why would you give me our child?
Y'all, I need y'all to help me to find her YouTube channel or find whatever he's referencing, because apparently she's still making posts and speaking on him, alleging things about him. But where, y'all? Where? Help me out. Help a sister out.
Let's make that make sense. And how long have we been together? We've been together a year and a half before we separated. There's no legal papers to show that we've been separated. I ain't been served none. If she tried to serve me some, or she tried to do something, I ain't seen none of that. So legally, no, legally we're not. But we are separated. We've been separated for a while. Now, at the end of the day, when it comes down to the fact that she's saying that, oh, now he want to talk about it, we've been talking about it. We've been talking about it since I had our child getting his divorce set out and amicably doing it. So I'm quite confused on why would you come on to here to try to get clout and just run my name into the ground like that if we had already sat down and talked about everything. No, the reality is you was trying to sit up here and set me up, trying to act like you're playing nice guy, but really what you're doing is sitting over here trying to goddamn railroad me. No, lawyer, the little kid is not the youngest. No, the youngest kid is not mine. No, every other is not mine. Paternity test. There was a paternity test done with these kids. She don't know about it, but it was. Maybe she know now. And maybe she want to change her story about what kids are really mine and what kids aren't mine. So you can ride with it, do whatever you want. I don't went from being DL to being a person who does things to little kids. Like, come on now. Pick a struggle. Matter of fact, how about you sit your ass down somewhere? Because the reality is, even the pig is or isn't my sister, even she is or isn't my sister, she lived with us and she knew what happened. You can sit here and try to throw me under the bus to her, whatever. But the case still remains. She lived with us and she know what happened. And you live there too. Do whatever you want to do. That's a quick Q&A for y'all. But I have y'all to know that I ain't going back and forth with her about this. But I think I need to make sure y'all know the facts. And like at this point, you still over there believing that? Go ahead with it. You don't do a bump your head against the wall trying to figure everything out.
Okay, this is in reference. Okay, I got it. If y'all head over to Bipolar Cutie's TikTok page, you will see that she started another TikTok story time talking about how she let me just go to it. Okay, confessions of a side B ended up homeless, divorced, and lost it all. So I'm going to link that by saying this is where she's speaking ill on him, and her views have significantly dropped. I think people are over her shit. Let's go back to him because y'all, I want to see what he got to say.
What y'all doing out there, man? All right, y'all, here we go. A little proof. If you look up here, this is the marriage license. This is public record, okay? That's her name. That's my name. Here's the license.
That is her name, y'all. Yokenia. Yep, that is her name, y'all. That's her name.
Since here are the dates that they were issued, received, married, and processed. It's still valid. I know y'all like proof over here. So here we are. And that last baby, the dad, is not unalive. He is still alive and well. Ooh. And we've been married 11 and a half years before we separated. Again, just search Houston marriage license and put in her name or my name, and it will come up.
Okay, honey, he is giving facts. He's giving proof, all right? And he said again, that child's father, that baby in her belly, the father of that baby is alive, okay? She is a liar, you guys.
All right, y'all, ain't nothing like a little bit more evidence here. This is a paternity test that they took while I was at work. How did I get this? When I talked to the guy, I took a picture of it from his phone. The kid's name, his name, 99.99. Now, when this was sent here, you guys.
I'll read this for y'all. Maddie just got me put out. She was going around writing on the neighbors' doors with chalk, and they have her on camera hurting a duck. She was throwing rocks at the duck until the duck bled. She has really gotten worse, and you've just abandoned them. I need help. He never responded. So I'm guessing this is Bipolar Cutie trying to expose her.
Did the girl that stayed with you get you put out? Or did our daughter get you put out? Let's normalize not weaponizing kids. Now, this here is an agreement that we agreed upon together. However, it was not signed. She didn't agree to it. She's just using this as a way to say that we are legally separated. Nothing was filed. And lastly, that little letter I told y'all I found between the headboard and mattress, there it is. And you know the guy was ready to file criminal charges.
This letter that you are being served, that you are not allowed on the property located at such and such. Entry into the property may result in basically trespassing charges, and the law can be brought against you. Okay.
Because she was keying his car, buzzing his windows on his balcony, and putting letters on his neighbor's cars to tell them that he's sleeping with.
Oh, so it says, Dear Yokenia. So somebody wrote this letter towards her. And I'm guessing the man, Lamel, is the person who wrote the letter. And this is dated 4/25/2023. Y'all, this is...
With their significant others. Narcissists? That word's been used a little bit too loosely here. This is the letter that the police station said he had to send to the house if he wanted a restraining order. All right, y'all, ain't nothing like a little bit more evidence. All right, y'all, I'm back again. I'm gonna give y'all what y'all want, man. Y'all ask for receipts, y'all ask for everything. I'm just gonna give y'all receipts, man. You know, just end it down. I don't wanna waste y'all time. I don't wanna take you down a hole that you think is a rabbit hole. So what I'm gonna show you next is the recording of when I went to the dude's house. I want you to listen to see if it sounds like I'm threatening him. Listen to how the conversation ends. So I'm gonna turn my camera, and then I'm gonna let it play. You just listen.
So people spoke out on how they couldn't hear the video, so he reposted it better.
I know that recording was a little bit too low for y'all, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play it back, but I'm just gonna put the phone to the mic. Here we go. That's me sending all the crazy shit she sending me. You feel me? She talking about child support and stuff. That's how much she wants. She was trying to say the baby was in daycare. She lied. Every time I say send me your work schedule to daycare, she came. Oh, there you go. All right. I'm holler at you because you taking the McDonald's so I got your number. All right. But I'm holler at you though, bro. Don't tell her. Oh, you don't fuck with me. I know that recording was a little bit too low for y'all, so what I'm gonna do is
all right, y'all, let's see if he has any more videos. So that is the most recent video. Y'all, be sure to subscribe to my channel and stay in tune, y'all. As I get these videos, I'm gonna be uploading it, y'all, because I want the tea just as much as y'all. I think
you can't find this in the stove.
I seriously think that Bipolar Cutie has bit off more than she can chew by lying, coming to the public. And it's not looking good for her. I mean, he is serving receipts that two of the children that she's alleging is his are not actually his, that they are still married despite her saying that they are divorced. Y'all, I'm just wild. Like, wow. Let me know you guys' thoughts about this, and I'm going to keep y'all up to date, all right? Y'all in the right spot. I will catch y'all in my next video. Peace.